Yes, it's that time of day, one day special, every Friday at 1 o'clock. And today is extra special, guys, because we've got the lovely Carly in show. And I love it when Carly's with me. She's always really sprightly and gives me like a little bit more fire in my belly, gets me going again. We've both just been having a conversation about how chilled we are, excited we are, and just talking about craft in general, actually. And it's always nice to sort of like team up with your buddy and, you know, put the world to rights about what's going on in the industry. Now, if you are brand new to our channel, this is the How to Craft Network Studios, and this is the place to come for crafty inspiration from all levels. So we have beginner, advanced, high skill level. We do papercraft like no other, and you can expect always something brand new, something special, and something really unique and innovative. So today, if you're watching, we need you to subscribe to the channel, hearts, likes, and we always need you to share, as always. And that's where the growth of our channel has come from, because of the continued support from you guys at home, where you constantly share and like our shows. So what's happening today? What is happening today? It's not me, thank goodness it's not me. I get a break. It's our lovely Carly, and it is I'm Marla. Now, Carly has a new chapter for you all. She did actually just launch one a couple of weeks ago, but unfortunately she's got family commitments. She's got a little boy like me. You know what it's like. But she's here today to have a talk through it all. You know how much she loves and adores I'm Marla. So before I do show you the collection, we are going to have a quick chat with our lovely Carly, and she's here with a pretty pink top on. So hi, sweetheart, how are you?
Hiya, how are you? Hope everyone is absolutely so excited. I could burst. I'm so excited about this chapter.
Look at that big smile. Isn't it nice just to have somebody full of energy behind you, right behind you over my shoulder? So this particular collection, Carly, I'm going to let you just have a little bit of a talk about it, how much you're excited about it, and then I'll get over to the other side and have a look at some lovely products.
No worries. Now, this collection is fabulous. You've got summer on the horizon. And do you know what? This is the kind of chapter as well that fits perfectly with the other chapters that we've used beforehand. Now, we're going to go through in detail what the stamps that you get. But as a collection as well, myself and Toni have decided, rather than having 10 full stamps, we're now making them smaller chapters, like half chapters, if you like. So now you get 5 stamps per chapter. Now, with this one, like I said, you've got summer, you've got animals in here, you've got under the sea, and of course, you also get the fabulous Honey. Now, if you join me on my Facebook Live sneaky peek, you will know how much everyone loved that, and I think you need it today.
So you can see there, Carly is just, she took the words right out of my mouth, actually. It's now down to 5 stamps. And again, we've had the conversation, affordability. We want you to invest, but we don't want to break the bank for you all either. Now, please do know that all the stamps are available as independents. We have all of the stamps from the last chapter, so if you missed that one as well, you can have a look at those. And they just cross-pollinate beautifully. They all interchange, and you know an I'm Marla stamp when you see it. The iconic designs that interchange with each other every single time is like, it's just amazing. Now, you're not going to get any designs like them anywhere else, and if you do see these designs or similar designs, you're not going to get the size though, are you? Because we love a good sized stamp. Now, this collection does have 5 in the collection, and rightly so. Summer, I've got a ton of samples. Carly's going to do some amazing demos too. But the first item that we are going to look at is over 128 of you have this in your basket. So we do not have that many. So don't sit with it in your basket, guys. Check it out if you really do want it. But please do know, if you just like one of the stamps, say you just like the cat or you like the surfboard, you can buy them independently as well. And the design team have smashed the samples out the park, as always. So let's have a quick run through. We have In Paradise. We have Under the Sea with those cute animals with the floral design in there. Then we have Honey. This might be Carly's favourite, judging on what she's just said. And then we have Catch the Wave with those 3 signature surfboards and the waves. Wait till I show you the samples, guys. And then we have Doris and Dennis as well. Now, Dennis is the cat from Phoebe, my graphic designer, and I'm absolutely certain, if memory serves me right, Carly has a cat, or did have a cat called Doris as well.
I do, yeah. I have little Doris Dottie McFly.
There you go. You see, we like to keep the stamps personalised as well. So with them, they are all A5. And Tim's just done a beautiful run through there, but I'm just going to quickly turn them over to show you all the sizes. And then we'll have a look at some of the amazing samples as well. Now, you all know, Callie spoke about this on one of her lives not so long ago. The larger backgrounds, some of them now, she's decided that we've done half sizes. So they're not as big. We still do the big sizes, mind, but some of them we do half sizes, so you get 2 large scene stamps in there as well. But we like to give variety. We like to experiment with sizes, so you can do your smaller cards, your bigger cards, use segments of. Carly's got a great eye for designs that can be worked on corners of cards, halves of cards. You don't have to use the designs as their full entity, and you know that Carly's signature is the masking, creating perspective, building those scenes and that legacy within a card making. So it does take you from an everyday card maker to maybe a little bit more advanced, and the more that you watch, the more advanced you become in your card making, scrapbooking, journaling, whatever it may be. Now, I have a bunch of samples here. Callie's not actually seeing them, bless her, because they come straight to me. She's like, I know there's a lot, I know. So let's just have a look at a few of the samples. I'll not go through them all. We have also 2 paper pads on the counter. I just want to get to demos because I always get inspired when I see Carly messing around with some ink and just having fun with her craft. So I'll just turn these around so you can just see the stamp. I mean, these are not complicated, guys. These are beautiful cards that are just stamped in coloured ink, sprayed with water, dragged out, using your backgrounds and things like that. It would have helped if I'd have put all of these the right way, but picking up that ink wash on the background here, and then we have some further ones. So that's the cat, Doris and Dennis. And then let's have a look at some of the cool waves. So here we go. I mean, come on.
Oh, that's lush.
Aren't they nice? So team them in with the guys for the surfer dude. You've got your teenager type style cards covered here. Look at this with Carly's earlier papers as well. What about just creating your own scene? Because the ones that have got those lovely palm trees in there as well, you know, you can I like this one. This is like telling a story. We love storytelling in our card making. So that's the surfboard. Then we have the cute animals as well. So here's a nice shaker card in there with the infinity windows. Texture. Look, this is probably, Carly's going to love this one, I bet. She's looking
I love that. That's a Paulie card, that is.
That is a Paulie card. Carly knows. That is texture. Carly loves a bit of texture with the layers. You know what she's like. I knew she would like that one. And then you have the simplest with some stencil design work in the background, and then some more beautiful cards. So that one is your animals. Then we've got the honey. Now, a lot of samples are out here, but I like this card here, which I've put on display. I thought this were a beautiful card, and Elaine has done this one. I just thought it was just really pretty. Fussy cut some of the elements, Busy Bee on there as well. So you can just use some of the elements. You do not have to use them all. Dig out your stencils. Callie's got loads of stencils as well from the collection. The bees on the background, just really pretty cards there. And then my all-time favourite, because I love a scene. They just get me there, get me here right now. So here we go.
Let's go.
So yeah, get some white. Again, another technique from Carly is the white fine liner gel pen. Gold embossed there on the corners. I will get to your comments, guys. I will come and say hello. It's just a little bit busy right now, so let's just get on with this. Look at this one here with that Santorini landscape in the background there. What about masking off white ink pad and then painting on top? Really pretty designs in here. And I'll just try and pick out a few that have different backgrounds. So if you have pattern papers in your stash, oh, there's some more animals here. And hello, Doris and Dennis. There we go. Being quite naughty. So that is the complete collection. Now, Carly's going to do a wonderful demo for you. Please check out the link below with all of the products that are linked. We do have some items on the other counter as well, and I will go across and talk about those when we break for Carly's second demo. But in the meantime, have a look at the products and have a look at these wonderful stamps. So I'm going to hand it over to you, Carly. Do your best. Do your business.
Yeah, I'm just going to turn myself around so you
Thank
can
you, darling.
see what I'm doing, hopefully.
Yeah, we
Hopefully you
can.
can see what
Well
I'm
done.
doing. How's that? Right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use 2 of the stamps in combination, and they work perfectly. I'm going to use In Paradise, of course, that beautiful, beautiful scene stamps, but also I'm going to mix in Under the Sea. And I bet you're thinking to yourself, how can you mix them 2 together? Well, let me show you, my friends. So first thing is I've already created my background. Really, really simple. This is just a wash. Now, this isn't a watercolor cardstock at all. It's just a really light wash using my gouache paints or watercolor paint. And then, of course, a little flicker of water over the top. Dry it off. It's that simple. So this will become my background paper, if you like. But what I'm going to choose now is them beautiful rooftops. So, of course, absolutely gorgeous. That will be perfect to use within a scene on its own individually. I mean, if you're going maybe away to Greece and, you've got that, that perfect photo that will fit gorgeously with this as well. But remember, if you've maybe went for triple threat before, that would work perfect. If you've got any of the dollies within the range, absolutely gorgeous. But, so I'm just going to lay down that stamp, really, really simple. And I'm just going to pick it up using my Eureka. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 2 different Distress Oxide inks on top. So I'm going for my Broken China, really simply. Then on top of that, I'm going to try and not obviously change my ads. Really, really simple. Just layer Broken China and a little bit of Mermaid Lagoon. I'm just going to pop that down. Just use your weight to just get that gorgeous image straight away. Now, when I take this up as well, you can see I can go back in with a bit more colour if I want, but I'm actually going to use this because I want it to sort of seep back into the background, and it's a really easy technique. You just need to grab yourself some water and a small brush. I've gone for a round brush because I really like the way that I can blend out with this. So I'm just going to pick up the edges of that water with the design, and we're just going to start bleeding it out. It's really, really simple. If you want to create designs that are really diverse, really different, and of course, remember with Amala, you can create and sell as much as you like. So if you're thinking of doing summer fairs this year, maybe you're going to be selling for charity, especially with Doris and Dennis, that would work absolutely fabulous. Now, you can see what I'm doing is the water that is left behind, I'm also exaggerating that out as well. And that's how you get a really good blend. So go back where you've added your water and then add another line of water to allow it to almost splurge away. And this is a really easy, simple technique to create a background with impact. Now, also, I think this is a great technique if you're not a fan of doing all the detail coloured artwork, but you still want that sort of arty feel. It's a simple way of being able to prose that and just create something amazing. So as you can see, I'm still just using my water with that traditional stamp that I popped on there first. I'm just going to dry this off now really, really quickly. And you can see that I keep everything in my Eureka. I've left a little bit free just at the bottom, just to help with perception.
Just a quick
what you can do is you can very easily over saturate the design and lose the design. So you wouldn't necessarily do that. So I'm just going to continue to heat this up, and you can see how it starts to blend away. So now, instead of it looking like the beautiful houses in Greece, all of a sudden, it looks like an underwater Atlantic scene. And that's how simple it is to create something so beautifully. So a couple of other things I'm going to add to this quickly. I'm just going to grab my metallic inks. Now, these are fabulous. If you've not seen these, I think Toni might have some on her website as well. I'm going to take a dauber, but I'm going to take the opposing ends of the handle, and then I'm just going to add a little bit of water to activate my metallic paints. Then I'm just going to rotate that in. Now, by doing this, what I can do is go back in and create that bubble texture. It's a really easy way. And also, you haven't got to think too much because you've got that circle ready to go. So now I'm just going to dry this off really quickly.
This looks really, really, this looks really cool.
Drying, I'm going to have a little flick over the top. I'm also just going to pick up a tad of that metallic white, add that to my imagery.
This looks really, really cool, Carly. I love a good technique, and doing bubbles with daubers is just like blooming brilliant, right? I've just got a few questions on here.
Gorgeous. There's so much you can do with this. It really, really is, because it's not with any of the Amala stamps. It's not just what it says on the tin. There's so many more alternative ideas that you can do with that. So now that is dry, I'm just going to pull this up so you can see. And all I will do is very simply take a little bit of salty ocean. I'm just going to pick up a little tad of this. I'll just put it on a piece of paper. There we go. And I'm just going to finish the edges. It's a really easy process. Just to add that little flick of ink just around the edges, just to finish it off. And it makes such a difference. It really, really does. It frames your work. And remember, whether you're watercolouring, remember to add your distressings, your oxides on top. It finishes the job. It really does. So there's the background that I've created. You can see there, you've got them houses almost submerged under the water. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to very quickly stamp our fabulous, gorgeous under the sea fish. So I'll grab a clean piece of paper. That's what I'll do. And I will simply grab that fish. Now you get 4 designs on here as well. You get your fish, you get your seahorse, your jellyfish, and of course your turtle included. I love the fish. It's got that oriental feel, but it's not got sort of a stark face. Sometimes with the orientals, they can be a little bit too stark. But I've noticed with this, it's got a really soft, gorgeous face, and of course all of the florals that come with it as well, you can cut them away, but look how crisp and beautiful that is. Absolutely stunning. So with this one, what I've done already is I'm using my Himi paints. Here we go. Now this is just my smaller Himi paints, not the big ones. And what I'm going to do is start picking up some colour. I'll just move them over so you can see a bit better. So I'm going to go with a lighter
just
colour.
One second, Carly. We've got some sellout risks with so if you're struggling to find the individuals, you can type the name in if you want to, or just go to Unique Stamps iMala. They're all there as individuals. But as you can see, we've got the Papercraft Society boxes on a sellout risk, and we do have the vintage papers there on a sellout risk. We'll talk about those in a second. I don't really want to talk about stock levels whilst we're in the middle of a demo, because demos are really important. So I'm going to ping back to Carly.
No worries. So what I'm doing is I'm just going in, filling that colour in, just building up your design. And just think about the way your fish sits. As well, what you can do is after you've done your watercolouring, you can always go back in with alcohol markers, and it works a treat. It really, really does. So this is where I am with this. I'm just going to move this out of the way and this. Then I'm going to come back in with my white gel pen. Now, have we got any white gel pens in stock?
No, but they are on order along with the brushes.
Yay! Fabulous.
Finally.
I know, I'm down to my last one. That's why I'm asking. And so, there we go, sorry. So I'm just going to pop really, really simply, a few little dots, tiny little bit of colour work on there. Then I'm going to start pulling everything together. Right, where's my background? Here's my background. So I've also mixed in as well this beautiful glitter, faux glitter paper, shall we say, from the paper collection. I believe this is the garden collection this comes in.
Yeah.
And we've got a fabulous deal on the paper collections today, which is absolutely fabulous. So if you love ink work, but you don't want to do the ink work, that's what's so fabulous about these, because they've also got that really delicate vintage feel that I love, that you can really dress up and dress down as well. So I'm just going to continue with a few matte layers. Really simple. Oh, look, I've done that the wrong way round. That happens sometimes. I get too excited. So I'm just going to add the orange and then the white. I know I've got inky fingers. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. And then I'm going to add that incredible background. And honestly, people will be like, oh, where'd you get that paper from? You'll be like, yeah, I made that. But you wouldn't about where to get that from. So then I'm going to pop that very simply on top there. I'm going to take my gorgeous little fish, and I love it. I really, really do. You can sculpt it, you can manipulate it, you can layer stamp these images together and create something totally diverse and unique. I'm going to have a foam pad to the reverse, but before I finish that, I'm just going to add my sentiment. So I'm going to take it back into my Eureka. Now, I absolutely love the sentiments that come with this. You've got "Have a Jelly-tastic Birthday," which I think we should use, to be honest. I know it's a fish, but I love it. So I'm going to pick up that sentiment. I'm just going in with my black ink, really, really simple. And even though from the tiniest stamp to our largest A5 stamps, the quality is phenomenal. So then I'm just going to pop that fish very simply, very easily on to that background, and we are done.
That looks like the movie. I'm not sure if we can talk about the Aquaman, M-A-N?
Yeah.
With the undersea water. I love that. That is really pretty. Listen, I would never have thought to do that. So isn't it good to have versatility with your craft and get a vision from somebody else's creative mind? Because we all are unique in that sense, right? And I love how she's used that in such a different, unique, creative way. So with those items, great demo, by the way, Carly, as always. Do we expect out else? I'm not sure we do. But basically, the full complete collection, over half of the collection is gone. But do know they are available as individuals as well. And if you're struggling to find them, type the name in or just go to the stamp section and find our lovely Imala collection in there as well. And they're all there as independents. Now, both of the last two chapters are linked to the show and they are all available as individuals. So if you like two from one from another, and you want to interchange, of course, you can do that too. Also, you can see on the screen there, Tim's put it up for us. The two paper pads that Carly's just spoken about, we have Classic Garden and Spring Bloom. They are the papers that Carly's just used. But whilst Carly gets ready for a second demo, I'm just going to talk about what's on this counter right now. And we will have a look through some of the products, some of which you have savings on. I'll just give Carly a few moments to reset her table and get ready for the next fantastic demo. But if you are wanting to purchase, all of the products are, as you can see, at the side of my screen here on the right, and you can add as you please. We've also got a lovely offer on the die cutting machine as well, and we have a few items that are currently looking at a sellout risk. So let's have a look at these few items. Now, Carly had no clue these were in the show, but I have to add things to give her a bit of breathing space to get ready for her next demonstration. Now, the two vintage papers I'll cover when I go back to the complete collection and show you a few more samples, but I just wanted to touch on this collection, Heavenly Blooms, which is those two sort of Easter sympathy-esque collections, because now I do have samples from my design team and they are incredible. Now, I didn't expect this collection to go as well as it did. I really didn't. I was like, let's test the water. Let's only order 200 units because, as you know, when we were on UK TV, it was about 1,000 units. Then since the demise of TV, we've taken everything to 5, but this was a test with the 200. And it's flown. And as you can see now, it's now at a sellout risk. So let's have a very quick look. So we have Heavenly Blooms, I'm just going to, can I do it here, Tim? Is that okay? I don't want to frustrate you with all, because he's spinning, he does the job of like 3 people in here. So we basically have the sort of watercolour, my take on sympathy, Easter, just beautiful, beautiful saturated papers that you can utilise for all of those moments we hate having to make cards for, but all of the lovely colours in there do give a cheery element to something that traditionally we don't like to talk about or do. So there's that one there, and then the second one, so it comes as a bundle, it's got a great price on it, they're bumper paper, 75 sheets in each, and this one is Eternal Grace. So this is one that's more of a simplistic in design. Absolutely love, love, love these. So you've got your traditional lilies, your churches, your chapels, your florals, your doves, the script, and all of the lovely other items in there. So let me just show you some samples on there. So this one, I mean, you really don't want to do a card like this. You know the circumstances in and around cards like this, but how beautiful if you are to send a card like this. So here we go. Let's do. That's got some lovely 3D dimension on there. You can see it. Using the papers with the words in there as well. Then you've got Amazing Grace. Look at that. That is just beautiful. And there's nothing to these cards. They really do speak volume themselves. I'll just tilt that forward. A bit of whitewash around. They are just, honestly, I was like blown away, and I'm gutted that these are only going to probably see the light of day this time, although I am trying my best to get these on other platforms, i.e. QVC and HSN. So that's that collection. And then let's just have a look at the other samples from the other collection. I think I've just done that one. These are the lighter toned coloured ones as well. Gorgeous paper, recently ordered. Thank you so much. So, just absolutely beautiful. Team them in with your embossing folders as well. Maybe just emboss some words over the design. How beautiful that looks. A really expensive card. Embossing folders, fussy cut with the designs on top there. Really, really pretty cards here, guys. Nothing too complicated. I'm going to just put the rest of them down and show you this card because I love this card. So the steeple has been cut with a knife. Just to show you a little bit of a different way to utilise these designs. Item number 040425 Alpha, $29.99 for that full collection. Now, the Papercraft Society is already showing sell-out risk. I've reduced it, it's half price. Now, if you've not seen one of our Papercraft Society boxes before, basically you get the full complete wallet with, it's value, let me tell you. You get the dies, the stamps, the papers and the vellums in there as well. If you're thinking, I have not seen that before, you probably need to get this for the £15 for the reduced price on there. And then at the bottom you have sparkles. I'll just open it up very quickly. Sparkles and cardstock and watercolour designs in. Lots of you have seen this one. I'm not going to get it out of the pack for that price. Actually, it's not actually showing as reduced on there. If it's in your basket, just stand by, I'll reduce the price after the show. And then the last 2 items on the counter are our 2 brand new, Shabby Chic and Vintage Roses. Now, these are really different paper collections. So you get 3 different patterns, but all match and interchange seamlessly. So I'm not going to talk about Vintage 1 because that looks like it's going to sell out. I'll show you this one. This is our latest one. But if I remove the front 3 covers of this one, you'll see how the colours look at that. Now, to have a paper collection that builds beautifully with 3 different designs, so you have your textured plain, your textured stripe, and then your floral. And hopefully if I remove the next one, let's just see. Let's hope these paper pads are in order. It matches beautifully, so the colour tones go all the way through the system. So these are your shabby colours and these ones are your vintage roses. Whoopsie-daisy, you can check them both out. I think the vintage rose is going to probably sell out. We took those to TV as well and you all absolutely loved them. So if you like to match and make your cards feel extra special, these are a great collection. We have another colour of these coming as well. so you can check these out on there. So the item number for this one is 160425. Bravo. I'm normally $44.97. The quality is incredible, and today they are $34.99. Now, I have seen all of your comments. If you've got any questions, just put QQQ. Phil's put the Imala range looks great. They are just a bit expensive for a novice stamper. Well, Phil, we have the full intention to get you to where you need to be as a great stamper, hopefully, so stay tuned. And as always, and I say it every time we go live, we always put everything on as an individual. If you do want to invest in just one item so it doesn't break the bank, to see if you like it, but always we do not never expect you to spend your money. You also have a fantastic community here, whether it's with me, with Carly, our lovely following, the community we have built over 15 years. Nobody can ever take that away from us, okay? So we have that incredible system where we take care of one another through the highs, the lows, the happies, whatever it may be. So look at all the comments. Have you all shared? Have you all shared? Now, don't forget, if you pop a comment underneath this video when we've gone off air, we will pick a winner from the show as well. So make sure you pop a comment under so we can grow this side of the platform. But also, if you can share on other platforms, that would be awesome too. We do love to share the love of craft. That is my motto and has been for what? 15 years. Share the love of craft. So off on a shopping expedition. See you next time. Okay, Phil. Thank you so much. Well, there's lots of you on. Just keep sharing, guys. It's awesome. So, are we, Carly? Oh, Carly is ready. Sorry, I will shut up.
I am ready.
Carly's ready. So, Carly, I'm going to hand back over to you for another amazing demo.
Perfect. Now, this time I'm going to combine the previous chapter with the new chapter. So what I'm going to do, first of all, is I'm going to take that floral work that comes from anything. Now, this is a striking stamp on its own, but using this as a delicate, beautiful decorative background, again, is so simple. So I'm using the fabulous garden paper collection as well. And this just shows that it's not just vintage as well. It really has some really beautiful, light, airy sort of paper designs. Now, what I'm doing is I'm stamping with distressing, but I don't really want a full image. So, of course, you can use it standalone as it is, from the without even a eureka. You can just add that little bit of detail using the stamp completely freestanding on its own, and it works. It really does. It gives you that soft, sort of delicate distressed look that I really, really love, even though I've gone for a really nice bright colour. So what I've done here next is, again, I've done lots and lots of mats and layers to use this. I've also done a little slip of fussy cutting with these beautiful florals that you get included as well that I really, really love. These are gorgeous. So on top now, I'm going to start doing a bit of layering. So I've got that fabulous background paper that I've just added. And now on top of this, I'm going to add just a slip with foam pads, that beautiful decorative paper, and see how everything starts leaning in.
I love that paper, Carly. But just a quick question. We have a lady over on Facebook called Mandy. Hi, sweetheart. Yeah. Welcome to the channel, everyone. And she's put, I'm brand new here. How do I order? If you go to wherever you are in the world, we are geolocated, so it will find you, don't panic. But if you go to the How to Craft network, that's all Stamps by Me, you will see all of the amazing stamps from Carly and ourselves. We also have that QR code on the screen as well, so if you put your camera on that and click it, it'll take you to all of the products for quick access as well. And if you pop in the code, and if you don't have a camera, sweetheart, and you just want to go in and have a look, you can go to the browser, pop that code in, and it will take you to all of our products. But probably the easiest way would be www.howtocraftnetwork.com. So sorry, Carly, back to you. I hope that helps, Mandy.
No worries, my love. So all I've done is some mats and layers really, really simply. What I tend to do as well is I do love a little layering. I'm the queen of collage, I really am. So I'm just going to pop some of these additional tags. Now, they're like layers that you get within the sheet. You can see your lines of your different ads that you have in there, and you can very easily just adapt them and add them to your project. So that's my background that I've already created really, really simply. I mean, if you wanted to use it like a scrapbook, you could as well. If you wanted also to maybe have it as a journal page. But what I want to show you now is the kitten. Now, I've already pre-cut my kitten ready to go, but I'm just going to stamp it really quickly because you must see how gorgeous and just the detail, the fur is exceptional. It really, really is. So I'm just going to pick this up, use my VersaFine again as my base colour. Now, this works beautifully with this image, and I would pretty much say 95% of Amala images you can use in black and white. You don't need to colour. The images are so striking and absolutely fill in every single inch of your crafting. I mean, look at that. How lush and detailed is that? You can't even believe the detail of the fur that you get on there. It's so exceptional. Nice. It really, really is. So the one that I've already pre-cut, just cut out, just stamped really, really simple. I'm going to go in now with some different colours. And I've got some multiple different colours that you can use. Always, I do say this as well, always test your colours down first, because there's nothing worse if you pick accidentally a different colour up, and we've all done it, and it's not the colour that you expected. So always double check your colours so you know where you are with them. Now, I'm going to go in with my chiselled edge, super simple. Now, as I go over, this is the most simplest way, and across the board with the Amala stamps, the darker areas that you have already on there, they're your first port of call of colouring, especially if you're using alcohol markers, because this is how you get your depth. Really, really simple. So you just lay it down over the layers that are there, the darker areas, and this will start to work as it is. Now, trust the process of this as well, because it really, really works. So once I've got some depth on there, really, really simple, I'm just going to allow that to sit for a second. Then I'm going to go back in, but now I'm going over the darker areas. So that'll be double the layer of alcohol marker on there. So what that will do is it will create the depth that you're waiting to create with a tri-blend, for instance. Because you've got then darker areas that are there, this is how it makes it so seamless to create perfection with your colouring with this. So I showed you how easy it was to paint the detail. You can easily use your alcohol markers and just build up that detail. Now, remember to use your white gel pen, even if you wanted to go back in with a biro, for instance, to build up some more depth. And the thing is, as long as the alcohol markers that you're using are not dry, then you will get some absolute gorgeous layering techniques of the colour work. You really, really can. So I'm just going to go around the nose there, and you can see where I've done that multiple colour, it just picks it up a lot darker. And I think some people are a little bit afraid to use alcohol markers on their work. Sometimes it's nice, but then some people see it quite intimidating. Using tone on tone is one of the simplest ways to create perfection doing this. It really, really is.
Callie, you've got a few people on saying hello from a warm Missouri.
Hello.
Loving the kitten, loving the colouring. Wasn't supposed to be spending, but now I am. So you're in trouble, Carly.
It's not spending. What you're doing is you're researching.
Oh, is that what you call it?
Yeah, it's researching products.
Okay, so just a quick one, and it's a question from me, Carly, is I wouldn't have the confidence to pick up an alcohol marker to colour that cat. If you were to recommend the next thing to colour it in with, what would it be?
I would probably go for watercolour pencils because they're a little bit more forgiving, to be honest. But once you get into using the alcohol markers, I mean, literally, same tone again. And I'm just building up that depth over on that gorgeous cat, and it's fabulous. Because do you know why I really like this? Because not only, of course, I am a crazy cat mum, but also you can colour it to people's cats that they've got themselves at home as well. And of course, if you're for charity, this is absolutely sensational. It really, really is, for a cat charity. And you can just add that little touch of colour. Now, I've gone for green eyes purely because that matches perfectly with the backing papers. I'm just going to add my white gel pen now. Really, really simple. And you're just going in, adding some fur texture. Now, where I've got my darker areas, again, you can start adding a little bit more depth. You've got your whiskers to go back in as well, because you lose them when you create the dimension and the depth of the colour. So really, really easy. Just go over and build. A nice idea as well is just pick up some of the light just on those little feet, really, really simply. So then I'm going to come back to my card. I'm also going to stamp a sentiment as well. So this is just matte and layer that I've already created really simply using those fabulous papers, and I'm just going to add in best buddies. Really, really easy. So I'm just going to pick up some ink, super simple, and just create that fabulous header. So then when I come back to my project, again, I'm going to use some foam, and we are going to take this to the next level. So, of course, you've got that fabulous cat ready to go, and you can see how the paper just complements it absolutely perfectly. I love the floral detail you get in this. It's simply sensational. It's the kind of papers that I would definitely need 2 packs, to be honest, because it's one of those that I wouldn't want to use it otherwise.
I will send
I'm
you
just
some
honest.
more. I will send you some more, don't worry.
Yay!
The spring bloom one is selling super duper fast as well now that you've touched on that one, Carly. So over 46 of you have the spring bloom in your basket.
Lovely.
I'll just very quickly show you this one. When Carly's done a demonstration, I will show you some samples, but we only launched these a couple of weeks ago, and now Carly's showing you how you can get that collage effect. I think you're actually getting into how these could be utilised, because they're just so pretty, like she says, you wouldn't want to cut into them. Yeah. But I'll just go back to you, Carly, and show the flowers.
Okay, yeah, so what I'm doing now is I've just fussy cutted some of these gorgeous florals, and then what I've just done is slightly manipulated it to make it really 3D. I'm going to add that onto my project now, really, really simply. And I've also got additional leaves, and this is how you can build your blooms up. If your blooms aren't as big as what you want, that sounds so funny, but if your blooms are not as big as you want, you can accentuate it and make it bigger by just adding additional layers. So for instance, I'm adding in this little floral detail underneath that floral detail, and then it'll look like it's all part of one. It's sort of clever filling, if you like. So I'm adding another floral there. Then I have my leaf that I'm just going to add to that side as well. I'm just going to give it a little bit of sculpture. So I've just creased it in the middle and then just pulled it back on itself really easily. I absolutely adore this paper collection, not only because it's vintage, but you've got brights in there as well. So it all just works seamlessly together. I think it's just one of those that once you've got it, you're so glad you've got it. I'm just going to tuck that leaf in now and see how we've exaggerated that bloom. So even though my bloom wasn't as big as what I wanted it, it is now. I'm also just got 2 additional smaller flowers that I'm just going to pop up the top for balance. Now, over the top of this as well, this is how you can take it as well to the next level. And lots of people say, oh, I just wouldn't be able to add paint on top. Yeah, you can. So now what I'm going to do is just tuck in some of these fabulous little blooms, just like so. Then I'm just going to get a circle die cut. Really, really simple. Pop that over the top of my whole project. Then I'm going in with my confetti ink. Now, again, I don't know what our stock levels are like for the confetti ink. I know that it dwindles very, very quickly.
That's well loved, Carly.
Sorry?
That paint's well loved, darling.
Isn't it? Oh, you know. It's more than well loved.
It is. We do have more colours coming soon.
So now I'm just going to remove that, and you can see the depth of the technique that you can create.
Carly, that would look awesome on the front of an album.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would make
all
a
my
beautiful
crazy cat pictures,
personalised album for anybody who's an animal lover. That's why you get the pooch and the incredible cat on there as well. So another fantastic demo, darling. Stay put though, because I do want to talk to you before we close the end of the show.
No worries.
What I do want to just show you all very quickly is some samples from the paper, because sometimes when we launch products, we don't always have the samples. I have some today. So this one is from the amazing, let me just grab the front cover for this one because I've hidden it now. We've had a quick look through it. So this one is from the Spring Bloom. So this is the one where Carly's just fussy cut those beautiful flowers, and like they've got the different sized flower heads in there and the leaves as well. So you can create what if Carly's just created, or you can maybe create little projects with albums and little pockets and pre-made cards and envelopes in there as well. It's just given a beautiful sort of vintage vibe on there. So this one is the Spring Bloom. And the other one that Carly used as well is the one called Classic Garden. Now these are part of the new collection as well, and Carly's just delivered a fantastic demo on how to use those as well, so check those out as well. So let's just go back to our one-day special, which is the complete iMala chat. What chapter would this? Are we calling this 0.5?
No, they're just smaller chapters. Basically, you know, when a writer has decided just to change the format, that's what we've done, darling.
Okay, so this one is another chapter of only 5, but equally they're all going to work seamlessly together, and you've seen just some of the amazing samples. Now I'm going to get some of the samples put onto the system as well so you can see them, but to see more samples from Carly and her team and the design team, you can always check out the Eureka fan page. Carly's got the Artisan Facebook page as well, and you can go in and ask questions. And if you really do want to know about colouring and layers and collage, it's sort of like Carly's area of business. I would say probably it's the expertise of Carly in that sense. I have a punt at it, I try. But, you know, when somebody's just really passionate about those things, it shows, because they've always got a pen in their hand and they're always using foam pads to get layer, texture and dimension. So if you want to do those things, you can always check out Carly's page as well. So the full complete bundle of the 5 A5 stamps, $75.99 on that special if you do get those savings if you buy it as a one. But equally, if you just want one, maybe you just like Doris and you just want to buy the cat, of course you can go and do that too. Now, if you are a club member, you'll get 5% off straight away, which is awesome, right? If you are a regular purchaser from Stamps by Me, you will also get extra discounts, because you get discounts the more you spend, the more you save. So some of you will be getting this collection at £60, which is crazy, right? It's just over £10 a stamp. So you will be getting those discounts on there as well. So check out the show. Continue to repost. Now, I just want to ask Carly, so Carly, in relation to, I know we have this beautiful sort of like partnership with iMala, and we've been working together for a long time and we do it so well, but how can people find you? Did I see you might have a subscription of some form where people can get involved in classes?
Yeah,
tell us about it, mate.
Okay, yeah, basically I've taken quite a lot of my designs and gone into digital crafting as well. So I have online workshops that you can find under the name Electric Ink. Also, you can search for me on all social media platforms, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, everywhere, and of course YouTube as well. I'd be delighted if you followed me. It'd be so lovely to have your company with my demonstrations. Also, iMala, we're going to start bringing back weekly iMala Facebook lives. So I know we've got a YouTube, but I'm thinking let's revisit some of those old chapters that everyone invested in, but they've forgotten what to do.
Yeah, oh, so cool. So blooming cool, right? So what we're going to do is the products are still linked. If you have things in your basket, please check them out. Don't blame me if they get pinched out of your basket, because that has a habit of happening. So if you like them, check them out. If you don't, that's absolutely fine. What I will say to you all as well is the show will stay live and continue to stream as well, so you'll be able to catch it over and above today's show as well. But do check out Carly's page, as she has, for pennies, lots and lots of hints, tips, techniques, and I'll call it a subscription. It's not a subscription, you can buy as you go, but please go and check out, because sometimes it's good to watch a video, but also it is good to have those expertise and techniques that are just going to elevate your craft. And if you are stagnant in your craft, which can happen, I was telling Carly before I went live, I have lost my mojo a little bit. It'll come back. It always happens to me for some reason. But sometimes just going to one of those classes and just being inspired by even just a smiley face and having interaction, it really can re-energise that crafty mojo and get you back on track, and maybe trying things that you hadn't tried before. So make sure you check out Carly's pages and all of the above, because she's amazing, right? That's why she's here.
Thank you.
But equally, this, like I just said, this show will be streamed. Some of the items are sell-out risk, but it's a nice sunny day outside, so hopefully you're going to get some fresh air. If it's just with your neighbour, out in the yard, brushing your step.
I love washing my step.
Whatever you're doing, make sure you just have a fantastic show. If you've got any questions, reach out to me or Carly. We're always here for you as well. So whatever you're doing, have a great day, and we'll see you all later. We'll see you later. Bye, guys. Have a great day. Take care. Bye.